Yes, yes, yes. Badou Jack on the
What's
Fight
going
is
on?
Right, getting a pedicure, who's the new WBC Cruiserweight champion of the world. Assalamu alaikum, boss. How you feeling, brother?
Walaikum salam. I feel amazing. How are you?
Badou, it's like for you to have done what you done, it's incredible what you did. But the
Yeah,
major thing, what I'm saying, like, was incredible is like we do a watch along on the Fight is Right. Myself and Tundi Ajayi trains Anthony Yard, and manager Anthony Yard as well. And I was saying
yeah,
like you need to, for me in my eyes, because I was trying to be totally unbiased, because you know when you're watching your friends, certain rounds
yeah,
that are close, you won by a landslide. So you say, right, nah, Badu, you need to put something in this round. And brother,
yeah.
did you put it in that 12th round, man? What was going through your
Yeah.
mind?
I mean, it was. I felt like I was winning, but sometimes a couple of rounds I got outworked. Not that I got hurt or nothing. It was just yeah, he was a little awkward and I got a little tired actually, but then I got my second win.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't start slow this time. Yeah, no, it was a good fight. MAKABU is a strong, tough guy.
very, very strong guy. Very strong.
Yeah,
Very clever as well.
yeah,
You know what I mean? He's very clever. Like, seriously, it's never been done before from a man going from 168 all the way up to cruiserweight. It's never been done before. So what's that feeling like?
yeah. It's a great feeling. I think. I mean, Roy Jones. I think. Yeah,
He
he
didn't. He
won the
didn't win that
heavyweight.
cruiserweight. He didn't win
Yeah,
that
he didn't
cruiserweight.
want to
Roy
cruise,
Jones
and
jumped
I
straight
think
from light
light
heavy,
heavy.
and he
Yeah,
went up to heavyweight
yeah,
in what was that 2003 when he beat
yeah.
Ruiz. So no,
But he
it's never been
got he
done.
got 5 divisions though. But yeah, I'm not trying to compare myself to Roy Jones. But yeah, and I think James Stoney same thing. But I think he missed one of them.
No, James Toney never became light heavyweight
Light
world
heavy.
champion.
Yeah.
Nah,
Okay.
he won the
Yes.
WBU, but that didn't count.
Yeah.
It's me you're talking
Yeah.
to, bro.
Yeah. It's a record, and yeah, I'm happy. But also I became the first Muslim to win a world title, not just in Saudi, in the Middle East. So that's a. And they said I'm the oldest cruiserweight, I think, of all time or something.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? I couldn't believe the age.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I couldn't believe the age
Couldn't
because I
believe
know.
the record or that I'm 39.
No, I couldn't believe that you're 39.
Yeah. I'm
But
actually going to be 40 this year in a couple of months.
mashallah.
Yeah.
So when they're talking about you're not the first Muslim cruiserweight champion though
Not the first Muslim to win a title in Saudi.
in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah. Yeah.
big thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In the
That is
Middle
a
East.
big thing. There was
Yeah.
a lot of accolade behind that. What is it
Yeah.
like since like you're based out in Dubai, yeah?
Yeah.
So what is it like now? You being based there instead of you being in Vegas? Because like I remember the first time I met you was 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time I met you. First time I met you was in Vegas, 2013. I got a picture of it as well. I was working for Sky then,
Mm.
and how little and skinny you was,
Yeah. I
right?
can't believe I made that weight, but yeah, that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like going back on like the battles that you had. I remember like when you won when you won your first world title against Anthony Jarrell.
Yeah.
What was that like? Because I remember on the come up, I think I remember talking to you in the gym and you were saying, well, you know, I'm with Floyd, so things are gonna be maneuvered quite easy for me and that. And then you came up, you had a setback, you lost the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like people kind of question your chin, and it's kind of weird because I think maybe you got caught up in the lifestyle of Vegas and everything else. I don't
No,
know.
no, 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 definitely
But
not.
what went
No,
wrong? What
but
went wrong in the fight that you lost? Because how you
and
turned it
that
around, that's what I'm trying to say. It's incredible how you turned it around.
I actually it was up in I think upstate New York. It was very cold. We were doing a ring walk and they stopped us. They said, Floyd got to do an interview. You gotta wait here. So it was inside the arena. It was freezing. Not that that's the reason why I lost, but it was cold. I got caught cold in the against the journeyman, and I was laughing. I've never been dropped in my life. I was laughing, embarrassed basically, and then I got up. I got hit on the side of the head. Yeah, my legs was gone, and that was it. But I knew there was an accident, and yeah, I proved that. My next couple of fights, I was a world champion 2 fights later. So yeah, Floyd knew it too. Everybody. That's why he never stopped believing in me. So yeah,
Okay.
that was it.
So like when you won the world title, what was that feeling like? Because it's 2 fights after, then you fight Juro. What was that like?
Yeah. Like finally, after all these years, all the hard work, and everybody doubted me, especially after I lost that fight. Yeah, it was a great feeling.
Yeah.
It was an amazing feeling. Yeah, finally. Yeah, it was a long time. It was hard to remember.
Well,
8 years ago.
Well, the thing what made your name in the UK is when you beat George Groves.
Yeah.
Right. That was a really good win because George Groves was running on a high.
Yeah.
Irrespective, like he had the 2 good fights with Carl Froch, and George Groves was rolling on things, and like you comprehensively beat him up. It wasn't a joke.
Yeah.
That fight, that wasn't a joke.
Yeah.
That was like, I watched that and I thought, you know, there's something about Badou Jack that to me is kind of reminiscent of Bernard Hopkins in the fact that seriously, there's not a lot of flash. There's not a lot of flash in you, right? There's a lot of steak, but that steak sizzles. That's your style of fighting.
Yeah. I mean, that was my first. Yeah, the first defense of the title, mandatory. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good fight. I think it was a split decision, but that was a clear win to me. It was competitive, but it was like a 8-4, 7-5 type of fight.
That fight was a split decision, but you floored him as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know how that one worked out. But then
all the experts ringside, they clearly had me winning.
Well, I clearly had you winning that fight too. But the Lucien Boutte fight, right?
Yeah.
Lucien Boutte was a hot shot till he came to the UK. Carl Froch dealt with him, but Lucien Boutte was still a force.
Yeah.
It was still a force. How would you like compare like Lucien Boutte's skills to James DeGale's skills?
I mean, he was kind of past it at that time when I fought him, but I thought also that was a draw. I thought I won 10 rounds and he won 2 rounds. But yeah, later he tested positive for steroids. So yeah, that's the thing, because I hit him with everything. I think he hit me with the body punches, like four body punches to like 150 or something. So he took all that stuff. But yeah, obviously he was on some steroids. So yeah, but he was a good fighter back in his day. And he's not that much older than me either. So, but yeah, he was better before I fought him, obviously, a couple of years before that.
Because your fight with James DeGale, what was that? 2017, that fight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That fight there, I remember watching because Sky showed the fight. I remember watching it. I was helping out my sister. My sister runs a youth center, so I was working in a youth center helping her out with these kids at a party there, and I was watching the fight on my phone through Sky.
Yeah,
that was an incredible fight.
Yeah, that was a very good fight, and yeah, you could tell from the next fight. People say, "Oh yeah, that's going to take a lot out of them," but yeah, look what happened to him in his next fight. He lost to they kind of they handpicked. Like a little easy fight, Caleb Truax in his hometown. Yeah, he beat him, and I'll beat cleverly for the light heavyweight title in the next fight. So you could tell who took more damage from that fight. But by the way, how's he doing nowadays?
Who, James DeGale?
Yeah.
Yeah, James is good. You know, James is good. He's doing this boxing program. He's like doing things for kids and stuff. So yeah, James is all right. But
yeah, that's great. Please send him my best if you see him.
100%, man. In fact, you can tell him now. I'll make sure that he sees the show. The Cleverly fight, you demolished Cleverly in 5 rounds. Demolish him in 5 rounds. And I'm telling you, like, Nathan Cleverly is a good fighter, you know?
Yeah.
Nathan Cleverly.
And he had the record of, I think, most punches thrown in the light heavyweight fight or something like that.
Yeah, Nathan Cleverly he could get busy. He'd throw his hands. Nathan Cleverly, very, very good fighter. The fight where like everyone was thinking like, oh, like Nathan's coming over, you're fighting Nathan Cleverly. We're not too sure about when that was for the WBA regular title, right?
Yeah.
No, that's for the WBA title, right? So you fight and you win the WBA title. Now you're a 2-weight world champion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think, and then Andre Ward retired, so they upgraded me to the full champion, and then they put something in the contract we had to vacate the title right after. But the only good thing about that, they said, yeah, you'll fight Adonis. Floyd told me, I got you that fight, but you're gonna have to vacate the title. That's what they put in the contract. You got to vacate the title, but you're gonna fight Adonis for the WC title and the Ring Magazine and all that lineal stuff. So I was like, and for more money, I say, yeah, all right. I have nothing to say about it. I can't do anything. I say, yeah, of course. So yeah.
But the Adonis Stevens fight, right? I remember that fight clearly in my head because I had you winning that fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you,
a lot of people did. I remember it was then me and Amir started to speak regularly, and I remember I did a piece, and I was saying, no, that was a robbery. You won that fight.
Yeah. Right.
How hard is he as a puncher? Is he the hardest puncher that you've been up against?
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
He never really hit me other than like 2 body shots, short, straight left hands to the body, almost low blow, like the lower ab. He hurt me. I was about to stop him in the 10th round, and then out of nowhere, he just closed his eyes and boom, hit me. So it hurt me. But I was about to stop him. He was leaking. He was ready to go. And yeah, that saved him the fight. But yeah, he can punch with his right hand too. He's definitely the biggest puncher I fought, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, the setback with the Marcus Brown fight.
Yeah.
I believe, I'm just saying this now because you're on it. I believe that had a lot to do with weight. I don't think you could do that weight then. I don't believe so.
I had a little bit. I was drained. I didn't even sweat warming up. But yeah, more about I was mentally messed up from what happened. Stevenson was in a coma for that fight. Yeah, so I felt like it was my fault because in the lobby, hotel lobby after the fight, they Stevenson's bodyguard, they had to carry him. He couldn't even walk after my fight. That was in May, like 6 months before he went into a coma. So, yeah, I was thinking about that. It was the weight a little problem, but that wasn't no excuse. It was more mentally I wasn't there, and yeah, and plus I got headbutted and bleeding all over my face, so I couldn't see either. But yeah, styles make fights. Yeah.
Yep, they really do. They really do. What was the transition for you to go out to Dubai? Because you lose to Pascal on a split, and then you're like, what was it like? You just shipped, you went out, you started the Badou Jack Foundation, you started to help loads of kids, you're doing a lot of things with helping the kids out in Palestine and that. How rewarding did you find doing that kind of work for yourself?
That was actually before the Pascal fight. I came back to the U.S. for the Pascal fight. Yeah, and then he was on some steroids both times before. We begged them to do drug testing, but there was no VADA testing in the first fight. Only after the fight, or the same day, like the commission's drug testing. So we knew he was on some stuff, and which they proved in the second fight. He broke the record of most steroids ever used in a boxing fight. But yeah, back to your question. Yeah, I feel as a Muslim, and it's my duty to help people, and yeah, it feels amazing to be able. If you have a platform like I have and like many other athletes have, why not use it as something positive? And actually, I moved to Dubai in 2019. And then I moved back a couple of months later. But then now in September, I moved here for good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, since you're doing that, the link up between you and Skills Challenge, that promotional company, and your manager, Amir Abdullah, how did that relationship, how did that start? How did that one start? Because Abdul is now, he's a big boy now. It's like,
Amr.
Yeah, Hamid. Yeah, I know. But how did that
You call
relationship?
him Abdul.
No, his surname.
Yeah.
Amir.
Amr, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. What was the first? Actually, the first time I met him, Prince Khaled, was for the Joshua Usyk fight. Yeah, and we've been good friends ever since. We was in London together for the Fury and Chisora fight. Yeah, we went there together. We hang out here in Dubai. Yeah, it's a blessing that he really believes in me because I told him about the MAKABU fight. Yeah, no, that's the best belt, and it'll be a good fight. So he said, "Don't worry, I'll get you the fight." You know, he's promoted with Don King. We knew it was going to be hard to make it happen. He said, "Don't worry, I got you. You're my boy. I'm gonna make it happen," and he made it happen. A lot of work behind the scenes that people don't know about.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
But how did the relationship between you and Amir start? Because you two's been around like for a hell of a long time. How did that one start?
I think in 2015, something like that. Yeah, we was training in the same gym. We had like a baby shower. I think that's the first time we was hanging out. And,
Okay.
so my kids and his kids known each other their whole life. Our wives are like very close friends, and I think back then, it's like 8 years almost.
8 years. Yeah, because
we're
that's
training in the
how.
same gym at Floyd's gym. That's basically where we met.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a very astute business person because he's running the stuff for Skills Challenge now that are doing all the promotions and stuff like that. And it was like, I remember meeting him over in London with you when we did the for the fight breakdown
with Lennox Lewis,
with Lennox Lewis. But we did Batervia versus Callum Johnson.
Okay.
We did that fight. We broke down that fight. Me and you broke down that fight. Yeah. And he's always been around you, and I just think it's nice that you guys have got this beautiful relationship.
Yeah,
you know, and it's very rare. Like I see it, I see it a lot, like with Tundi and Anthony Yard, but like when you see manager fighter, but it's like it's not manager fighter. It's like family, and that's what I like.
Yeah. I don't feel like a working relationship. We're more like we're brothers. So yeah.
Yeah, I know, because he's just there getting his nails done as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
What you get your nails done for? You're a fighter. Come on, man. You're world champ.
No, I get a foot massage.
Okay.
He's getting his nails done and pedicure, manicure, all that stuff. I don't do that. I just do the feet. And I had a tough fight.
You did, and you used the feet really well in the MAKABU fight. I have to give you a ratings for that. You used the feet really well.
Yeah.
Because like there's times where MAKABU would let off his hands from his southpaw position, and like he's very busy, you know, and he would throw that left hand, like it hit you with the left hand, but instead of you trying to engage him, you just back off, skittle around the ring, wait, feint, then throw your jab. Like, what fighters were you watching prior to this, like to prepare yourself for this MAKABU fight?
To be honest, for like 10 years ago, since I studied fighters, so I like, you know, all the greats, all the legends. I don't really do that no more. Now, all credit to Jonathan Banks, my new trainer. Everything we worked on in the gym for the last 2 years been worked out that night. So yeah, we've been working a lot on footwork, rhythm, and you know, the game plan for MAKABU. So yeah, it worked out well. You know, I thought I got hit too much anyway, so for this fight. But he wasn't a big puncher. He wasn't even that strong. It was more that he was very consistent. He was hitting me to the body, but it wasn't nothing hard. But it's kind of slowed me down a little bit. But then, I'm the one that hit him with the better body shots and the cleaner shots. But he was very consistent, and we sparred together when I was super middleweight. So I know him. He's a very tough guy. Yeah, he got that African heart of a lion, you know.
Yeah. If we to go spin back and like to look at your life from where you started, Like, did you ever envision in your head that you'd be a freeweight world champion and make history at the same time in doing it?
No, not really. I just take one fight at a time. And when I started amateur boxing, I didn't even think about the Olympics either at that time. I just wanted to fight, and you got to set up small goal for yourself, and then when you do finalize one goal, then you go to the next goal and aim higher. So right now, I accomplished most of what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And now we're looking to get the biggest names, and then the biggest, obviously the biggest purse. I fought everybody in the world, all the toughest guys, all different styles, southpaws, you name it, champions, Olympic gold medalists, everybody. So I don't have nothing to prove, but I still want a big name for my next fight. That's when I raised my game up. Like, I was the underdog for this fight.
Yeah. So big name like who? Who would you like to have? Because I see Richard Riatport calling you out. He was saying that.
I didn't even know what that is.
Okay.
I don't even know what that is. So no, it's a lot of people that call me out. So right now, so that's great. We have a lot of options. So we're gonna.
I don't know if you
sit down with my team and get the biggest fight possible.
Right. I don't know if you saw there was a little fracade between Lawrence Okoli and Richard Riatport. They were at the Creed movie premiere and they kicked off. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I stopped it. I was there and I stopped the
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know who that is still though, but
okay. Yeah. But Lawrence was singing your praises and your congratulations. I know, like, you two sometimes train together in the same gym.
Yeah, we're training in the same gym here in Dubai. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah. So could you see yourself actually fighting someone like Lawrence because he owns the WBO title? Or are you looking for someone bigger than Lawrence Okoli?
I mean, it's possible, but we got the same. We train in the same gym. It's business, of course.
Yeah.
Whoever, he's not really the biggest name, to be honest. But we're looking for something big. But anything's possible. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna sit down with my team, whoever it is, whoever generate the most money, and for my legacy, we'll see. I'm ready to fight any one of them. Whoever will bring the best check, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you're gonna have to get someone to get the best check for you to get those pedicures and keep those pearly whites intact. But no, seriously, Badou, it was like, I was so proud of you. I'm so proud of you because I've known you for a hot minute.
Thank you.
But I was so proud of you. It was a pleasure to see how you stuck it on him in the last round. I thought you needed that last round big, to tell you the truth. From where I was watching it, and and sometimes it's different. It's different from when you're watching ringside from when you're watching from TV. Yeah. You get a different perspective, you get a different view.
Yeah.
But I got friends who were out there as well who were working with Prince Khalid who were saying like they had you winning the fight. I had it very, very close.
You're the first guy I heard saying that, but yeah.
No, you know what?
I'm glad you're honest.
Yeah, listen, bro. I'm telling you now. So how you stuck it on him?
Maybe you need some stronger glasses.
Nah, you know what it is this? Well, you got all that money, man. You want to tell Amir to buy me some glasses. But I'm saying
I got you.
I know you got me 1,000,000%. I know that. But no, it wasn't that. It was just like from where I'm watching it, because I'm trying to be very subjective and not be overly biased. Because when you know someone, I've known you for years, you don't want to be biased. And I'm trying to say, it's just like, how did you score the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight? Because you were sat at ringside.
Yeah, but I was on my phone. It was only for like 4 rounds. I didn't really, from what I saw, I thought Tommy Fury was doing better work, but then he got dropped. It was like a balanced shot, but it was still a knockdown.
Yeah.
But from what I saw, from the little that I saw of the fight, 3-4 rounds, I thought Tommy Fury got the better of that, but it was close. But the early rounds I didn't see.
And that's the thing. It was like, from where me and Tony was watching it, because there's loads of things that you take into consideration. He's like the big name in Jake Paul. I thought Tommy Fury boxed excellent the first 2 rounds, and then he tailed off. So I didn't know, but then what you also got to take into consideration is it was 2 complete novices fighting each other.
Yeah, there's 2 guys that have no experience. They both, they novice. Yeah,
right. So that's what. So at first I thought, yeah, Tommy Fury, you lost that fight. But I watched the fight back again because I watched your fight back again. And when I watched your fight back again, I watched it from a different perspective. I'm saying like I had you up, but when I was watching it live, I didn't. So it's different when you watch things and like there's pressure and there's emotion involved in it as well and stuff like that. But then you also got to try and respect the integrity of the sport, not to be overly biased to think like, oh yeah, because I know Badou Jack, you just throw 2 jabs, you won the round. So I'm trying to be. But watching it back, like I did yesterday, when I sent you the message, yeah, cool, I'll jump on with you to do this for the fighters, right? When I was watching it, I'm saying, yeah, you know what? Yeah, buddy, you're a bad man. And not only that, but I like how you made it conclusive in the last round.
Yeah.
Right? And that's testimony to your hard work and your fitness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like there's loads of times where I've always from the past
almost 40 years old.
Yeah, no. But I've always, from beginning, I've always compared you to Bernard Hopkins. I'm gonna send you all the stuff. I always, not for the fact, like your styles, like you don't do anything overly flash, but you do things correct. You know what I mean? Right. Especially when you dip down to the body. I like how you throw the left, right to the body. You throw the left, right to the body, then you wait, then you pause, then you throw the jab to the head, then you go back. I like how you throw really neat, crisp uppercuts. So off of that, I'm saying, I said this ages ago. This is when I used to be at Sky. I said, yeah, Badou Jack is very reminiscent to Bernard Hopkins because you fight guys and win or lose, but you take their souls because they never really come back the same again. And you've got that same thing. Like, well, Bernard Hopkins would mess up guys' careers because after you finish fighting them, they're not the same. And I think you've got that same quality.
Thank you. That's a compliment. Yeah, Bernard Hopkins is one of the greatest. So yeah, that's a compliment. But I'm not gonna fight till I'm that old.
So you sure?
Yes. What was he? 50, 49? Yeah, positive.
Well, you know what, Badou Jack, it's been an absolute pleasure that you've taken your time out of your busy schedule. You know what I mean? Badou Jack, the new WBC Cruiserweight champion of the world. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward. I may be coming out to Dubai next month, hopefully.
All right.
And I'll definitely be linking you up, okay? To go eat some of that kebab meat.
I got you.
I know you got me. All right, bro. Assalamu alaikum.
All right. Alaikum salam. Take care.
Thank you very much, my brother.
All right. You too. Bye.